Hey everyone, today we are making a very simple dish out of a traditional dish. This is street style tomato rice. Now for this I have 1.5 cups of rice, washed 3 to 4 times, swish it with your fingers and then wash it, change the water 3 to 4 times and then add, if it is 1.5 cup of rice, then add 3 cups of water, 3 or 3.5 cups depending upon the age of the rice. I mean, if the rice is old, you probably might need a little more water. Okay, you can cook this with your leftover rice also, but since I don't keep leftovers, they are very rare in my house, so I actually specially cook the rice and make this rice. Okay, now I have pureed raw tomatoes in my blender. These tomatoes are 4 medium size. For 1.5 cup of rice, 4 medium sized raw tomatoes pureed. Okay. Now this is a paste of 2 whole garlic bulbs, peeled, 4 green chilies, and that's it, and a stub of ginger, a small stub of ginger. All I have put in some water and the pureed, a spoonful of pureed tomatoes, and made a paste out of it. You can also, if you don't want to make the paste, what you can do is just put it in your chopper and chop everything nice and fine. Okay, this is some 2 tablespoonfuls of oil. You can cook it in clarified butter, ghee, or butter. This is 2 medium sized red onions cut up, chopped, a nice handful of curry leaves. This is some 6 to 7 cloves. Now I'm going to add the cloves first. Let the cloves crackle. Then I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4 whole red chilies. Yeah, that's it. That's the noise we want to hear. Then from my masala dabba, masala box, nice 1.5 teaspoonful of mustard seeds. No fenugreek. 1 and a little over of cumin seeds. Cumin. Then now we are going to add asafoetida. It's a must. A nice heaped spoonful and a pinch over. Now just slide these curry leaves The gas flame is on a medium. Okay. Now sliding in the onions, 2 medium onions. With the ginger, garlic and green chili, 2 whole bulbs of garlic, 3 to 4 green chilies, or to taste. I put in 3 to 4, almost 4 I guess, and a nice 2-inch stub of ginger, all put into a paste. To liquefy the thing, I added this puree in the while I was blending and pureeing this, and a little bit of water, not much. Say a teaspoonful or a 2 teaspoonful of water. Adding all of this. My gas flame goes to medium to high. And to this I'll add 1 teaspoonful of turmeric, 1 teaspoonful of cumin and coriander powder, which is my homemade powder, a pinch of red chili powder, and khalas, that's it. Done. And then we let the pastes and the cut up onions cook. Now this is actually a traditional South Indian rice, which I have changed and tweaked to make it a bit more tongue tingling and finger licking, so that it becomes a one dish meal for a weekend evening or a quick brunch. And the kids also like it, so I've just kind of, tweaked it a little bit by adding street side masalas to it. The kind of masalas that I have added in my tawa pulao. Yes, if you are a veggie lover, you can always add a lot of vegetables to it. Say broccoli, cauliflower, cut up cabbage, all blanched and or steamed, and then added carrots, peas, beans, anything you like. Why not? Okay, that's my microwave signaling rice is done. Actually, this when you mix rice with this, it mixes well when the rice is nice and cold, because when the rice is steaming hot, you actually have to take care they don't go mushy. I'm cutting up some cilantro. Okay, putting in, this is just a nice roughly say half a cup or 1/4 cup. I mean, it's totally suits to taste. I mean, if you want to add more, you can add more. I'll retain this half for garnish and half for the taste in the wok. This makes a very good lunch box, tiffin box meal, which is quick to eat and yet very, very tasty. So all the tomato lovers can kind of enjoy the flavors. I know people cooking the traditional way, especially this rice, are going to give me a lot of flack, but well, ultimately it's the taste that takes over, and you want your kids to have a little bit of fun. I just tweaked it by adding 1 or 2 masalas, which I will show you. Let me put away my cilantro box back into the fridge. I don't want the cilantro to wilt outside because it's very hot here. Now for the masalas that I will show you, I will add in between, do keep on moving your spatula in here. You don't want the pastes to stick to the wok and start charring and burning. Okay, this is the dabeli masala that I was talking about. And I actually had specially ordered it from India because I don't get it in Doha. And the pav bhaji masala. Okay, these are the two masalas that I am adding. This is the dabeli masala. Now dabeli masala has basically a main base of cloves, so it's a lot more spicier than the garam masala or the pav bhaji masala, you know. So, and it definitely has more flavors. As a Gujarati, this is the dabeli masala, the kind of flavor it carries, that is what we add to our savory items. Instead of adding a whole lot of red chili powder, this is a mixed nice blend of different spices. And this one is the pav bhaji masala. They are a good nice huge heaps, say 2 teaspoonfuls of each. As I always say, sprinkle some water to avoid sticking and burning of the masalas. When you use your hands this way, you never go wrong with your portion. This is the rice which has been cooked. Ow, it's hot. Okay, some more water to it, so we'll soften down and cook well. As we're doing a cook at home video. So no excessive butter fat or no excessive oil. So if you feel you need that extra oil or butter, put the gas flame on a medium to low, more on the lower side, sprinkle some water and patiently cook. You won't require that extra spoonful of oil. See how nice and mushy is it has become. Okay, now I am adding the masalas. On a pre-weekend night when the family feels, oh, we want to eat out, give them this. They will so love it, with just a small wedge of lime cut up by the side of the dish and a nice dollop of butter or ghee on it. I prefer the ghee because it's healthier too, butter. Ready-made butter, of course. I can smell the masalas. Now if you are short of time, what I suggest is, when this is cooked, we will add the tomato puree. And once the tomato puree is added, just for another 2-3 minutes, give it a quick simmer, add the rice, mix the rice, put it back in the microwavable bowl and put it in the microwave on high for say some 5 minutes, and your rice will be done. Okay, when do you know the masalas are cooked? The oils will start releasing by the side. You will see the small bubbles that are coming out. Okay. Now I am adding this ripe red tomato pureed. And this puree has nothing actually, it's just a tomato blended and pureed. Now is the time to add. I have not added any salt while I was cooking the rice because I don't want the salt to get disproportionate when I put things in the wok. Okay, this is my rock salt. 1, 2, half. You can add a normal salt, whatever you are using. Please don't add any water because it will now not only dilute the flavors but make the rice mushy. Okay, now to this I am adding a stump of jaggery because, as I always say, I hate very tangy stuff, and it's always good to balance out the flavors. A nice stub of jaggery. You can add date paste, cane sugar, palm sugar, brown sugar, any sugar you like, any sugar that you use for baking. And the proportion of the sweetness is definitely your endurance of tanginess. I mean, I can't endure anything really tangy, so I mean my jaws contract, so I add some jaggery. I normally add chopped up dates, but just because not everyone uses dates for sweetening, I have added jaggery. You see the colors changing because of the masalas. You need to remove the rawness of the tomatoes, but as I said earlier, if you can kind of roast them in the oven, remove the skins, puree and keep it in the fridge, then you can just kind of, it's ready to use stuff, so that consumes a lot less time. If you don't let the tomatoes cook well here, you will taste that dirty rawness with the rice, and it will just ruin the taste of the tomato rice. Incidentally, today is a Thursday, so we have weekend beginning tomorrow. And I have a long day tomorrow too. But since Cook at Home never stops cooking, cooking will not stop. Tomorrow again I'll come up with something new, and by the way, I never do any editing, or I never edit my whatever I've spoken. They are extremely raw, and the way I have done my videos, they come to you. I'm letting the jaggery melt. Now as it melts, the tomatoes also cook. Now is the time to taste. I'm tasting it. Tomatoes are still a tad raw. Because to get that kind of tangy flavor, you can always squeeze up some lime juice and add to it. I just added a little bit of salt because I felt that once I put in the rice, the salt will go slightly low. by adding butter over the dish that you serve. That way, that manner, you can kind of lower the proportion of butter that you add to the dish. When you add it to the cooking, the proportion goes this, but on a plate, it's this. You can cover it and let it cook also. I'm adding the rice. Along with that, the cilantro. Careful that you don't break up the rice grains. Be very patient. Right now it appears to be all mushy and wet, but the moisture and liquids will dry up soon. If you are a cheese lover, grate some cheese, have fun. Please don't add tomato ketchup. Not fun. Besides, it has a lot of additives which I have objections to. It's always good to puree the tomatoes or roughly chop them and add. If you like them pulpy, you just kind of roughly chop them and add and let them cook. I mean, why ketchup? No ketchup. No ready-made tomato puree also. If you don't have the time and once in a while, yeah. But see how nice and moist they have turned. Adding sweetening is totally optional. If you like the hardcore tanginess of the tomatoes, you can avoid it. Need to squeeze some lime. My hubby says it's good. He is my official taster because this goes in his tiffin box.
That's the right amount of lime.
Yeah. You can definitely alter the amount of the pav bhaji masala and the dabeli. If you don't get the dabeli masala, it's okay. You can always add a little bit of garam masala because we've already added the cloves. This is also optional. lunchbox. My daughter has a summer break at the moment, so she does not have school. But my kitchen in Doha starts at 4:30 a.m. and shuts down for the morning shift. Yeah, I call it shift at 7. Once me and my husband have the breakfast and I clear up the kitchen. For the morning the kitchen is done. Then I am free to experiment on my own. Not too much butter for my husband, neither for me. Okay. Now I am turning off the gas, filling up the lunchbox. I'll put in a wedge of lime and that's it. This is how it goes. I'll cover it with an aluminium foil and then put the lid over it. And that is done. So I hope you have enjoyed this. You will make it this at home, the street style way, and have fun. Happy cooking, cook at home. Bye.